In the latest Doctor Who episode, we got the return of the Rani as Mrs. Flood bigenerated into two Ranis, and it got me thinking, if bigeneration is becoming more and more common, whether you like it or not, does this mean that another famous Time Lord could have bigenerated and could be returning in the finale? Mainly a Master or a Missy. Russell T Davies has announced the villains of the finale will be the Unholy Trinity, which consists of Conrad and the two Ranis. However, the two Ranis count as one being, so it means that we're going to get a third unknown villain. Now, it may be a villain such as a god, such as the Toymaker, although with the Rani's red fingernails, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the Rani who picked up the Master's tooth at the end of the giggle when the Toymaker had been destroyed. After all, the first time that we ever met the Rani, she was teaming up with the Master to stop the Doctor, so her teaming up with the Master is quite common for her. And at the Doctor Who Season 2 red carpet, we not only saw Jo Martin, who just so happened to reappear as the Fugitive Doctor in this season, but we also saw Michelle Gomez, who just so happens to play the Missy, suggesting she might be returning also in this season. And this all got me thinking, does bigeneration answer the biggest mystery that we've had about the Master? And that is the regeneration between John Sim, Michelle Gomez, and Sacha Dhawan. In The Doctor Falls, we see the Missy and the Master team up against the Doctor, but we see there's been a change. The Missy has now become one of the Doctor's friends again, rather than an enemy, and decides to kill her previous self because of her change. Now, it is implied that the Master will then regenerate into the Missy, and the Missy will permanently die after that. But then, years later in Spyfall, we got Sacha Dhawan's Master returning with the 13th Doctor, and he was as cunning and brutal as ever, to the point where he went out and destroyed Gallifrey. And whilst I did love Sacha Dhawan's Master, I always thought it was a shame that all of this great character development that we'd had with the Missy was basically so perfect, and it just all sort of became undone, and it didn't really make much sense that the Master would go to this such extreme length of change. However, throughout all of these, we never actually see the regeneration, so we don't actually know the order as to which these regenerations happened. We assume John Sim regenerates when he's shot by the Missy into Michelle Gomez, and Michelle Gomez somehow regenerates into Sacha Dhawan, but like I say, it's never confirmed. But what if John Sim bigenerated into Sacha Dhawan when he was shot? So Sacha Dhawan goes on to become the main Master that we see in Jodie Whittaker's reign, and John Sim could then regenerate again, normally this time, into the Missy. That way we could have both the Master have his change of heart through the Missy and decide to end being evil and end her life, similar to how 14 did when he bigenerated in the 60th anniversary specials. But we also have the Master going on to be evil because he's also Sacha Dhawan's Master, and that carries on the Master's reign, similar to how 15 is currently carrying on the Doctor's reign. This way we wouldn't have any retconning of any character developments that we'd got with the Missy, and this idea could also mean that the bigeneration could have happened at any point. If the Missy is returning in this season and is the third member of the Unholy Trinity, maybe it was because she bigenerated and that is how she got back. Now, I know bigeneration is quite a controversial topic in the universe, but since it is clearly established that it might be a thing to stay, then maybe this theory does have some legs. But what do you think about it? Do you agree with me or not? And do you think the Missy might be returning this season? And do you think John Sim and Michelle Gomez did bigenerate? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And as always, we've been here at Gated Theories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.